Ever feel like your money could be doing more while you're, well, doing life? Like it's just sitting there, not really working for you? Think about it. You diligently save, you make smart choices, most of the time, but is your money growing as powerfully as it could be? What if there was a way for your small, consistent investments to gain momentum, almost like a snowball rolling downhill, gathering more and more snow as it goes? That's the magic of compound interest, and it's a core principle behind how your investments grow in platforms like Acorns. Now, you might have heard the term compound interest before. It sounds sophisticated, maybe even a little intimidating. But trust me, it's actually a pretty straightforward concept, and understanding it can be a game changer for your financial future. Imagine planting a tiny seed. With consistent watering and sunlight, that seed grows into a sapling, then a young tree, and eventually a mighty oak. Compound interest works in a similar way with your money. The initial amount you invest, let's call it your principal, earns interest. But here's the key, in the next period, you don't just earn interest on that original principal. You also earn interest on the interest you've already earned. It's like your money starts earning money on its own earnings. Think of it like this, say you invest $100 in Acorns. And let's just imagine, for simplicity's sake, that your investments earn a 7% return in the first year. That means after 1 year, you'd have $107. Now, in the second year, that 7% return isn't just calculated on the original $100. It's calculated on the new balance of $107. So, you'd earn $7.49 in interest, 7% of $107, bringing your total to $114.49. See how that extra 49 cents appeared? That's the power of compounding starting to work, even with a small amount. Now, let's zoom out a bit and see how this plays out over time, especially within the Acorns ecosystem. Acorns is designed for consistent, often small, investments. Whether it's your spare change being rounded up through their roundups feature, or recurring daily, weekly, or monthly contributions, these small amounts can really add up over the long haul thanks to compound interest. Imagine you consistently invest just $5 a day through Acorns' recurring investment feature. That's about $150 a month, or $1,825 a year. Let's say your investments in your Acorns portfolio average a historical market return of around 7% per year. It's important to remember that market returns fluctuate and past performance is not indicative of future results, but we're using this for illustrative purposes. In the first year, you'd have invested $1,825, and you'd earn around $127.75 in interest. Not a huge amount, right? But here's where the magic starts to happen. In the second year, you'd invest another $1,825, bringing your total invested to $3,650. But now, the interest you earn isn't just on that second year's contribution, it's on the entire balance, including the $127.75 you earned in the first year. So, you'd earn interest on a larger sum, leading to even more interest. This snowball effect continues year after year. The more interest you earn, the larger your balance becomes, and the more interest you earn on that larger balance. It's a virtuous cycle that can significantly accelerate the growth of your investments over time. Acorns makes this process incredibly easy and accessible. You don't need to be a financial whiz or have large sums of money to get started. Their platform automates the investment process, allowing you to set it and, almost, forget it. The roundups feature, for example, takes the spare change from your everyday purchases and automatically invests it. These small, seemingly insignificant amounts, when consistently invested and allowed to compound over time, can turn into a substantial sum. Think about that daily coffee you buy. Let's say it costs $3.50. Acorns can round that up to $4 and invest the extra 50 cents. That might not seem like much, but over a week, that's $2.50. Over a month, it's around $10. And over a year, it's roughly $120 that's being put to work for you, earning compound interest. Consider someone who consistently invests $50 a month in their Acorns account. Let's again assume an average annual return of 7%. After 10 years, they would have invested $6,000. But thanks to the power of compounding, their total balance could be significantly higher, potentially reaching over $8,000. This is a simplified illustration and doesn't account for taxes or fluctuations in market returns. That extra $2,000 plus is the result of your money earning money on itself. Now, it's important to manage expectations. Compound interest is a long-term game. You won't become a millionaire overnight with small, consistent investments. Market returns fluctuate, and there will be ups and downs. However, the longer you stay invested and the more consistently you contribute, the more powerful the effects of compounding become. Time is truly your greatest ally when it comes to compound interest. Acorns offers different portfolio options with varying levels of risk, typically ranging from conservative to aggressive. The asset allocation in these portfolios, the mix of stocks and bonds, will influence the potential returns and the level of volatility you might experience. Historically, stocks have offered higher potential returns over the long term, but they also come with greater risk. Bonds tend to be less volatile but typically offer lower returns. When you invest through Acorns, your money is typically spread across a diversified portfolio of exchange-traded funds, ETFs. This diversification helps to reduce risk by not putting all your eggs in one basket. And because these ETFs represent a basket of different stocks or bonds, they are also subject to the principles of compound interest. The underlying assets in these ETFs generate returns, dividends, capital appreciation, and those returns contribute to the overall growth of the ETF, which in turn benefits your investment. Let's illustrate the long-term impact with a more extended time frame. Imagine two individuals, Sarah and Tom. Sarah starts investing $100 a month in her Acorns account at age 25 and continues until age 65. Tom, on the other hand, waits until age 35 to start investing the same $100 a month and also continues until age 65. Let's assume they both achieve an average annual return of 7%. By age 65, Sarah would have invested a total of $48,000, $100 x 12 months x 40 years. Thanks to compounding, her investment could potentially grow to over $260,000. Tom, who started 10 years later, would have invested a total of $36,000, $100 x 12 months x 30 years. Even with the same monthly contribution and the same average return, his investment might only grow to around $135,000 by age 65. The difference is staggering, over $125,000. This example powerfully demonstrates the impact of starting early and the incredible power of time in harnessing compound interest. Those extra 10 years of allowing her money to compound made a massive difference for Sarah. Acorns understands this principle and encourages early and consistent investing, even in small amounts. Their platform is designed to make it easy for anyone to get started and build a habit of investing, allowing the magic of compound interest to work its wonders over the long term. With that said, thanks for watching and until next time.